Hey guys, it's Isabella. It'll just be a couple minutes, okay?
Be right back.
There, Norman. Okay, so I unclaimed host. Huh? Come down. That's it? Where's Janice? Oh, happy birthday, Ava, or? Yeah, tell those hooligans to come down. Well, tell them not to come down yet, but tell them they can come down and hang out. Wait, how's this look? Just don't come down. When we start. It feels like weird because it has lines in both places. Well, we all know how you dress. I don't even have a match. I wear black and white every day because I don't have my colors. Oh, you have black and white? Huh? No, I just don't feel like I mean, pink because I like pink. Yeah, I'm not very stylish person. Oh. I'll be one of those spiritual teachers that they have to give like a overhaul to. Rachel already needs an overhaul. I haven't used spiritual teachers in a lot of them on this channel, but they need overhauls.
So you're in the right meeting?
I am now, yeah, but my question is, one, I need to take that with me. I just want literally started like blaming. No, I don't want them to come down, because I need their backup, advice on a couple of things. They're not until class is starting on 25 minutes. I do, yeah. The white one's plugged in, I need that one plugged into this side here. Oh, you should go and maybe that little plug thing. Yeah, I have more of it. My medication pulled in every direction. Are you gonna get it? You're not gonna have the plastic.
You need me to go get it?
ocean tide, can I handle the season of my life? Well, I'm afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you older and children get older. I get older. Well, I'm afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life. But time makes you older and children get older. I'm getting older too. Oh, I'm getting older too. Take my love, take it down. Oh, climb up the tower. If you see my reflection in the sun, covered with a landslide breeze. If you see my reflection in the sun, covered with a landslide breeze. A landslide breeze down. And say where you are, join the day only time. And you can say you love, as your heart only
Because my brain doesn't work. Kidding. I said my brain doesn't work, meaning Marla doesn't work. Oh. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Now you all know it goes. Huh? Yeah. I had like the craziest healing this morning. In case you guys haven't figured it out, this little manifestation bucket for you guys to write down your, I just need to put some makeup on so my face doesn't look scary. My face is all puffy. Yes, earlier I was. Not recently, but like a few hours ago. I had like a crazy healing, so my face looks all puffy. Huh? I hate crying. I don't like crying. That's my wild and crazy healer. Who said she was wild and crazy today? Oh, Michelle. Michelle said, whoa, I walked in, I could feel her energy. It was like wild and crazy, but like hardcore. Like she's like gnarly. Dude. Well, she like kind of makes me do it, but like at the same time, she's like not nervous of me or scared of me, which is awesome because people are always like, oh, you know, I see this, but I don't know if that's right because you probably already saw it anyways. And I'm like, no, I didn't. I didn't say anything. Well, it's like, you know, when it's their ego gets in the way, like, you know, like as a psychic, and it's like, that's the worst thing ever when you go, but then if you don't tell them that you're a healer, then they sit you there the whole time telling you that you're a healer.
Yeah.
It's like, I know I'm a healer. Huh? They're like, wow, you should be a healer. You're very intuitive. The girl that read my palms for my birthday told me the whole time. And then I just felt silly afterwards, like to be like, I'm actually a healer and I actually do this and that. Like, I didn't want to like make her feel dumb because she literally focused on it the whole time. Like, you just like know when your friends are going through stuff, right? And they're like, whoa, you're intuitive, huh? And I was like, I'm kind of intuitive, yeah. Like, just a little. But then if you tell someone that you're a healer and an intuitive, then they won't tell you what they see. So guys, this was for manifestations, okay? So I want you to, this is the trick, okay? I want you to look back at yourself in the past, okay? I am me now. Look at yourself in the past, and as you now, write as you in the past. Does that make sense? So like, I'm an adult living inside of my 7-year-old's body. So I'm like, I'm 7 and I'm Marissa and I love to play on the swings and I never get to because there's a stupid bully that pushes me off all the time. So I want to punch him in the face for my manifestation. No, I'm just kidding. But you know, like I want you to go as you back into the past you and write down 3 to 5 things that you want to manifest in the future, which has probably already happened or is now. Does that make sense, guys? Hopefully, can you guys hear me okay? Anyways, so yeah, go as you now, and then look back in the past. Oh man, I've got so much email. Marla, I thought somebody was checking it. I bet there's a bunch of people going, I can't get the link to down. Oh no. Oh, efficient people. God, girl. Jeff's gonna be looking for me. No. Yeah. Well, now I realize that what's the point in like having a zillion other people that I'm gonna feel like obligated to if they're helping me go through all the content and create the content. Jeff sits on an airplane like 16 hours a day. He can't sleep. He's not allowed to sleep. So it's like, why not have him just listen to me the whole time? I just assumed that he wouldn't want to listen to me. Hold on. I just assumed he wouldn't want to listen to me once he finally got out of the house. He made a joke on Facebook one time, like, everywhere I go, I see you on TV and I hear you on the radio and then you're on here and then you're there and then you're at home and then I leave and then you're there. I was like, you can't escape your wife. Okay, so let's see. So this sounds good, guys, because is it coming through this microphone? Shut up. Could you guys hear me? Let me see. Let me make sure it's. Leave me alone. Stop it. No, girls are worse than men. They're so much worse than men. And now that I said that, everyone's gonna be looking at that mic the whole time. All your fault. And Janice is at home laughing. I can hear her. Her in her sailor mind. Okay, I think that works good. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? Do you hear me better this way or do you hear me better the other way? This way? Okay, cool. The other way, great. This way. Okay, both are fine. All right, good. Well, if it becomes an issue, then we'll change it. But for right now, you guys are gonna have to write anyways, and I'm gonna run to the bathroom while you're writing. Because I really, 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 really want you guys to actually like feel what it feels like to write as you inside an old you. Because tonight we're going into the future, and your future you is going to come into you to give you advice about the future, but it's the same like channels within your brain that you're going to be using. Okay. So like you're you now, and don't just like go like, oh yeah, I'm 7 and I want a candy bar. Like actually like feel what it feels like to be you inside of the younger you, because it's going to feel the same when I take you guys in the meditation into the future you and have you go into now. And because that's one way of being able to tell your future by
going into the future and looking back rather than looking forward. And that's what we're doing tonight. Isn't that fun? Actually, like, feel what it feels like sense it. If you can't, Scott, get into you, it's because you're not in your body. Is the little you outside of you? Yeah. So you have to get back into you. That's the problem with this. So a lot of you is, if anybody's having an issue, I'm glad that Scott's in here tonight, because him and I are the same in that we don't like to be in our body. So I just saw him trying to go back into his past him, and he was sitting next to the past him, like giving him advice. Like, okay, buddy, this is what you want, but we actually like need to go into him. So it was funny because today is like, it was like perfect time for the healing I did. I was forced to be my 2-year-old. We're not doing it from the emotional level. We're doing it from the I am level, so our God level. So we shouldn't have to experience all of the stuff that we experienced when we were younger. Because even our parents, like I saw, like, well, my dad was at the skate park and my mom was asleep and I was crying. But I thought that like they were never going to come back. So like part of my soul left. So I like fragmented so much just from my dad being at work and my mom. So I'm thinking like, oh my God, I leave Madison every day. Like she like, I have to, like, I'll sneak out so that she won't bug like the babysitters and like I won't feel bad with her crying. But I need to like go up to her and be like, okay, look, I'm going to be gone for this amount of time. I saw that today. That's why I'm kind of all like puffy. I'm like, oh my God, my child. I need to make sure that she's like not traumatized. But I was telling Marla, I said today was a huge eye opener in that the reason why, no offense anyone, but all of us are so emotionally messed up. like intuitive people are, especially, I used to always say, if you're a medium, like, don't take it as a compliment. Take it as the fact that you're emotionally messed up, like in the sense, because you're able to see all the ghosts, but if you're a channel, you can channel all the multidimensional realms. With the mediums, you're like literally like you have stuff in you that's messed up enough to be as angry as someone who's invisible and unfinished. So there's something going on in your life that allows you to resonate with that. That said, that's like naturally. But once you start to train in it and you go into different realms and stuff, that's a different story. But I'm talking about people that like just like see ghosts, and everyone's like, I want to see a ghost. I'm like, no, you don't. I was with one of the massage girls last night. And she was like, oh yeah, I was showing her about the parting the seas, the Lucifer thing that I saw, and there was those 2 seas, and I saw them on the freeway. And I said, do you ever see Gumbies? Or she goes, yeah. She was like, I was out dancing at the park. Like, I couldn't dance at my apartment. She's totally ungrounded. Like, she needs to freaking sit on like 15 grounding pads. And like, I like look at her and I'm like, oh my God, I look like that. Let me go ground myself. Like total mirror for me, And she's like, and then what was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm like, like, okay, mirror, Marissa, mirror. But she was like, yeah, she's like, I always dance with the Gumbies, and they wear bell bottoms and they got this, but they make fun of me. And I'm like, yeah, because they're like nasty, but like we see them in our mind as like little cartoon characters or little creatures. Remember when we used to see the Gumbies? You don't see them anymore, do you? They're way down there. But I remember, I'm talking to Scott, guys. Scott the Magnificent is what your higher self just called you, Scott. I did not call you that. He says Scott the Magnificent. It's magnificent. Okay, let me run to the restroom really quick, and you guys continue to feel that. And what you can do is you can practice by going to like a few different ages, like when you're like 5 or 10, or what you're trying to do is it's actual like working out. It's like muscle memory, You actually want to teach your consciousness how to travel. And that's what we're doing in this class. We're doing time travel. And you do time travel every single time you think about the past. After March of this year. Before that, it was just thinking back. It's fine. But we actually go there now, is what the guides have taught us. Recently, what did they say the other day? Sorry, guys, I am going to the bathroom. But what did they say, Scott, about the, how many seconds did they say we had to think about somebody? They said it the other day. Christina, were you here? I don't think you were. I think it was like 10 seconds, 7 to 10 seconds. If you have a focused intention or thought on something, for that amount of time, you will go there. So that's why, like, some of the law of attraction teachings will say, you know, keep your focus on something for X amount of time to manifest it. I think it's because we literally go there. And then our brain starts to read it as if we're there. And then we start to, you know, create around that. So it can't be good to have our consciousness in every single place we've thought of, especially if we're thinking of people we don't like. I don't want to live in those people. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes. Did you tell Christina? No, I didn't tell her. Oh, she was here. You closed me out like 2 minutes ago. I found my shirt I've been seeing for all day. Life is good. Always sucks when you can't find your clothes. I found my shirt that covers my stomach. I was like, yay! Okay, so I found the notepad I was looking for. Okay, so I don't have my chalkboard, so you guys are gonna have to use your mind. Maybe you can grab it for me. Yeah. So, how is everybody? By the way, did everybody share their name and their sign and either like where they're from, or why don't we do like name and where you're from? Unless you guys have already. It feels like the energy's already set. Isabel, did you already set the energy?
Not really, but most people know to
Oh, okay.
name themselves.
Well, let's just, so right here, we've got Carla, Scott, and Christina are over here. So that's who I'm talking to if I start talking to the air. And then obviously me. And then, so if everyone just wants to share their name, and if you're a first-time person, write first-time person, because I do go through periodically and check if the guides are like, go in and check, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, really? It's like a bunch of people going, no way. Oh my God. So this one time I walked my dog and I'm like, really? They're talking about walking their dog in the middle of class? Like the most random things come up. It's so funny. But at least I can see like the first time people that are here, so I can like say an energetic hello at least. Like I was saying, the Reiki class next weekend is going to be like my last little one that I asked. I was able to plan another one. Like, you know, this is the one I get to plan on my own. But after that, there'll be like classes that are not planned just by me and Marla. So my book will come out, and then it's weird being a product. It's very weird being a product, which is what I was called the other day. I was like, I'm a product. I'll tell you about it later. I was just like, really? Okay. You're like, thanks. Yeah, I guess, you know, like, you know, whatever. Ouch! Wow, that did not feel good. Okay. Hi, Tatiana. Jen. Canada. Hey, Jennifer. Cool. It's hot in here. Are you cold? I'm hot. That's funny. I have that light shining. When Jessica gets back in town, she's going to set up all her new little lights, so it looks all cool. So I was going through, if anybody's done Theta, hit like a 1, like on your chat thing. Have you guys taken, any of you taken Theta? Christina and Scott have. Christina, haven't you? No, I haven't. Let's see. So in Theta, I'm an advanced Theta practitioner, and I don't practice Theta, but you can tell, like, if anybody knows Theta, they know that they talk out loud. And then it's kind of like a witnessing type of thing. Just like chop my hands off if I keep messing with my hair, because it's going to do it every time the guides come and leave. Oh, it drives me crazy. I took Theta to heal myself from a fibroid that they told me I had, that it was going to keep me from having Madison. So I was like, oh my God, I need to go from straight up being like so proud of being a medium and talking to dead people. Like that was, I was so proud. Which, I mean, society, this is way better than that light. Yeah, that's way better. So society today is like, just like so much more proud of mediums than, you know, people that are like doing like their spiritual work and like really, 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 I mean, not to say that mediums don't, but a lot of times they don't. So I took the class and my fibroid moved, but I don't think that it was me who moved it. I think it was my buddy that's probably online, Deborah. She did a session on me where she made me go into my 3-year-old, much like today, actually, the session today. She made me go into my 3-year-old, and she made me like turn it into a room. And when she turned my 3-year-old into a room, Sorry guys, I'm just changing tripods here. When she went into my 3-year-old, she had me turned it into a room, and we found that my fibroid 1 wanted to have a different name because I named it something that was derogatory. What's your husband's name?
Jose.
Is it Juan?
No, Jose.
Oh, Jose. Oh, okay. No, because there was this guy that Jeff had at work that was like gross, so he was like, why don't you just name him Juan? So we named my fibroid Juan, and we'd be like, Juan is in the way, Juan, you know, like, and so she was like, your fibroid wants you to name it something different, and I was like, oh my God, I've got like a snotty fibroid, and so anyways, we named it something different, I think, for the day, but then we were actually calling it Juan, and then I found out I had other fibroids, so we called them the Juan and the Juanettes. But we ended up having Madison and Parker, obviously, like I could have babies, but I owe it to the subconscious reprogramming that I did, which was theta and Psych K. Psych K is the reason why I can see. I'm 100% positive about that because I could not see all of the dimensions of reality until Marla and me and about 10 of the other girls that were in our Monday night class took Psych K. Psych K is a kinesiology modality where you muscle test. I don't know if anybody on here does Psych K and can explain it better than I do, but it's, you basically go in and you learn about all the different beliefs that you have within you, and those beliefs that you have in you create your reality. And, there we go. Uh-oh, you know, there we go. I'll do this. How about this? Make it so it's unmutable. There. Nice, there we go. Okay. Yeah, that looks a lot better. That looks a lot better. Okay, so the beliefs that we test are things like this. If you know how to muscle test, that's why I said on the invite, if you have if you do muscle testing, get out your muscle testing abilities right now. And then if you are, thank you, my drugs. Thank you, Connect. I owe you later. It's so funny. I don't know if Margie's on here, but one time she like brought me over my medication. She's like, I feel like a real drug dealer. I'm like, then you clearly don't know drug dealers. Because you're so not a drug dealer. Yeah, this is much better. I want to be able to see you guys. I'm sorry, guys. I had it all planned out in my head, and then I was like, come on, guys, get upstairs. Come on. Don't be sitting up here. So you came upstairs with me, or downstairs with me. Set this up. There we go. So the subconscious belief patterns that we have could be something like let's see, test this. Is there anyone here that doesn't know how to muscle test? Not sure? Okay, so this is how you muscle test, okay? So you stand up straight, and you're gonna be like the models, you know, with like, they're like, oh, stand with it, what do they say, pull like a thread up through your head or whatever. So you're gonna stand up straight, and I always go like this, like before I muscle test or before I do like any sort of like pendulum work or anything, because if your conscious awareness is in something else, your brain is going to pendulum or muscle test whatever you're in addition to your beliefs. So it's not going to be accurate. It's going to be kind of accurate, but not all the way. Or totally inaccurate is what Peter just said. So I always kind of go like this, and I take my hands, and with this, I'm just asking for all of my energy to come back. So you're calling back all of your energy, calling it back, but you don't have to do that with your hands. Just hold them out like this, and in your mind, your intention is that you're calling everything that you are back to you. And as all the energy that you are starts coming back to you, you'll want to go like this, with like your arms out. You'll just have like this sudden desire to like kind of go like, oh, okay, cool. And then your hands just kind of come together. And then I pull all of my attention and awareness right here to right above my solar plexus, which is your Christ center, okay? And then I'll just say like, I am Marissa. And I'll just imagine that I'm right there, right beneath my heart, above the solar plexus. So I'm above somebody had asked, you talk about false realities. What are you talking about? And I said I'd cover it in this class. So that's kind of what I'm covering right now, is we have a matrix that we live in, but if we base our reality on fear, then we're living in a false reality. And then we make a decision from there, so that's another reality, and then another reality, and then another reality, and then we're so far off our path that we're just living this alternate reality. So pull up your attention to where it's just above and say your name. I am your name. Okay? And then I usually just imagine that I'm going up into my heart. So I go up into my heart, and I hear a ding like a microwave. Like a little ding. Okay, you're in your heart. So now that you're in your heart, now you're just going to say like, my name is Marissa, and then I'm going to go, you'll lean one way, and then my name is Scott. So back is Scott, Marissa is forward. I am connected to my higher self. Yes. Okay, sweet. So you can do things like yes, 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 no, 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 or you can do like questions that you like know like I was born in Santa Barbara County. There we go. Yeah. I live in Carlsbad. No. Guys, you live at your office. I live in Encinitas. Really? You never muscle tested?
No, I keep it not like this.
Oh yeah.
I did it this way or this way.
Oh no, this is way more.
like,
No, this is awesome.
going back
This
and
is
forth.
like it's your body is a pendulum. So you're doing like yes, no. Is there anybody that's not working for? If it's not working for you, let me know. Yeah, Marissa B lives in Carlsbad. That's right, Isabel. That's funny. So when you do muscle testing, you can test things for you, but it's very important that you center yourself because, and I tell this story in my book about my friend who broke up with her fiance because she said that her pendulum told her that he slept with 12 girls. And turns out her ex-boyfriend slept with 12 girls. So her emotional body was answering the pendulum to try and save her from herself. Like, you know, don't love anyone again. So now I want you to say, okay, let's do this. So you have your yes and your no, that's a binary. So then you'll say like, let's do God spot, okay? You guys don't know what God spot and thought spot are, and your mind will think it's something and it's really not. So this is awesome. Okay, so my God spot is on level 1. And if it says no, then my God spot's on level 2. No. So just go through and do that and write it down. We're not going to do the ego thing where we tell what spot layer we're on. The most egotistical person will write, I'm on level 7. I get those sometimes. I said the God spot first, right? Or did I say thought spot? God spot? Okay. And then go through and do your thought spot and ask which level you're at. So my thought spot is on level 1. So these two things can move based on whether you're in your energy or not, and it's usually a good way to tell whose energy you're in because our thought spot doesn't move, but our God spot does. So our God spot's our snow globe, it's like our conscious awareness, it's our divine spark, it's all of those things. And like, say you're with your friend, you're like talking dirty and all, yeah, buddy, and you're with Carla and Janice, and they're like calling your microphone a penis. It's like you drop down, you drop way down. When I was so proud of my microphone. I'm so mad. And then the thought spot does not move, so it should be like in a certain spot. The God spot will move around. So my thought spot, everybody's thought spot here is everyone's pretty much above level 4. If you're not above level 4, then you're likely not in your own body because anyone who's like at level 3 and below are going to be people still living behind the veil, living in the past. And yeah, I experienced that as on accident the other night when I did a healing on someone that didn't have like their name that they were born with. So I was seeing kind of like a created field, and I was seeing a created soul, and it was like the craziest thing I've ever experienced. It was insane. It was like, whoa, that's what it looks like to be behind the veil. Interesting. So now I want you guys to do, I love myself. And just write down yes or no. And I'm going to tell you how to put your God spot and your thought spot together, by the way, but after we do this. I love myself, and then I hate myself. I get yes for both for me. about, I understand the definition of being debt-free through the eyes of the Creator. Christina like fell over. She's like, I just saw her face, so I was teasing. That's good. Yeah, Kat, no for both. I love myself and I hate myself. No, no, yeah, and that's fine. So when I tell people, oh yeah, you definitely hate yourself and da da da, they're like, what, bitch? Like, are you serious? Like, I don't hate myself. I love myself. It's like, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about their divine blueprint. So when you're testing yourself, you can say, like, I am now my divine blueprint. Okay? Because you guys are all attuned to the I am. And if you're not, and it's your first time here, then you get attuned to the I am. So then you can become your I am, and you can also become your guides. So if you know one of the names of your guides, or you can, right now you can say, first say, I am my I am, and go into your heart and imagine a ball of light above you. And then just imagine that that ball of light right above your head is like a magnet pulling you up to connect with it. And you're connecting with the Creator that's within you, basically. And then if you say, take me up higher, and you go up higher, keep going. If that's the highest you can go, which is where I'm ending, it's like donk, I can't go anymore, then I'm going to stay there, because you just want to make sure you're in the right crown. You don't want to be in like a holographic version of you in the crown. You want to be in your crown of crowns. So I am my I am, and then imagine this like a super hot white ball of light above your head, or it doesn't even have to be a color, and then it's like a magnet pulling you up. You merge with it, and then just say, take me up. And if you don't go up anymore, just stay there. If you go up more, go up, and then say, take me up, until you can't go anymore. And let me just kind of straighten everybody out. There we go. Jenna or someone was like this. If you're tipped, it just means you're in the astral plane. So you're going off into like the dream world, spirit world, like those are all the mediums. We're like this to the side. So we want to be straight up. That's the whole zero light line thing that I teach you guys. It's to keep you like straight. Okay. So now let's see, what was the thing I was going to have you guys test? I have one or more implants, not breast implants. I have one or more implants. And if you get a yes, then say, I have 2 or more implants. And then if you get yes, 3. And then, when you get tired of doing that, say, I have 500. Like, just go and figure out the number of implants you have. I'm going to sit down, but you guys can stay standing up. So just use your rocking back and forth. If you start feeling like you're not you always just recenter yourself, which I'll just say, I am my I am. I say 0, and then I see my higher self go and pull me up to the top. It becomes like really quick, like muscle memory, once you learn the little drill. Implants. After you check implants, and I'll type this up right now for you guys, check trackers. Implants, trackers, and limiters. Don't worry, guys, I'm going to teach you how to remove all this stuff. Because these are things that will keep you from going into the future or the past. Because we, as intelligent beings, prior to projecting our consciousness down here, will put things in our kundalini to limit us from being able to have certain abilities, or they'll keep us in you know, basically down like in the lower chakras so that we won't be like, wait a second, this is a false reality that I'm living in. This is dumb. Okay, I'm leaving. I'm going to kill myself, or I'm just going to kill everyone, or, you know, it's not real. You know, like, I don't know if anyone's seen Westworld, but like coming to the realization that this world is not real is a little bit like Westworld to me. Like, you know, has anyone seen that? Like, let me see his name. I'm tracking the limiters. Cool, Rashay. Okay, so the trackers. Rashay, do you mind if I channel your tracker? Just ask, Maggie. I don't want you to know what it is. Mrs. Brainiac over there. She's like the female version of Scott. No, I don't want your minds in it. I want you guys to get, because if you don't know, it's better. Like, just like you don't know what the God spot. The God spot and the thought spot are actually reversed. You would think the God spot should be the higher one. The God spot's the one that moves around with wherever your thoughts are and whatever frequency you're at. And the thought spot is where your soul is looking down on you. So they're hanging like a little thing down there and you're just moving around all over the place. And technically you could be up there existing from there, but usually emotional trauma causes us to be lower. Or just the choice to be lower, not knowing. The trackers, the limiters, I'm not sure exactly what those are. That's why I wanted to see if anybody had them, to see if I could channel them. So trackers, ooh, somebody has 5? Okay, Rashay, let me see. Limiters, okay, who is that has? Okay, Corey, you have a limiter, and then Rashay, you have a tracker. Okay, so the tracker, interesting. So the tracker looks like it is connected to, I just heard the 33rd dimension, which doesn't really exist, does it, Scott? I'm asking Scott because he remembers what I channel. 33rd dimension does not exist. Okay, so tracker is attached to the 33rd dimension and then back up to the 9th dimension. For as we bring in these energies, we bring in a temporal lobe satisfaction device. And in this, the temporal lobe brings about a different sort of energetic connection between that which it is and the feet. For when the mind cannot connect completely with the feet, the mind will connect with that which is a base or a foundation elsewhere. In this, we are able to bring about shifts and changes within the soul family or the soul grouping. But for the most part, we will admit it, for the all part, these are not good. So we release these. This is Abraham, by the way. We release these from each of you now. If you had one of these, tracker. We release you of all trackers in all layers, all dimensions, all bodies, all spaces and places, known and unknown. And we bring about a resolution to the energies and the lessons that your soul planned to learn based on the fact that the soul allowed for a tracker to be placed within it. You would know that you have a tracker many times if you're bullied. Many a times the effect that these have on human beings cause them to be bullied. This is not something that is done to say, oh, I want them to be bullied. However, if one wants to enter into the earth plane and inspire people to go against bullies, they may want to place something within them that will cause them to get bullied when they enter into the earth plane so that they can experience it, blast through it, resolve it, and then begin to help others help themselves due to their experience. The limiters are really quite simple indeed, and the limiters are, for the most part, the reason for autism. The limiters are that which is an energetic system that gets placed between the chakras within the light tube that you are ascending in. As the soul enters into the physical creation, they enter into and onto the crown. And after 3 to 6 months old, they flip, thereby bringing their crown down to the root of the human body. So they are in essence upside down. And just as we have spoken of the cocoon or the butterfly, the caterpillar hanging upside down. But what happens is if the limiters are in their field, They cannot either go all the way down to the root because they don't want their soul to get stuck. Because if their soul gets stuck down there, there's a possibility that they will be stuck forever. So there are many souls that are on their last trip down here. If they were to get stuck, they would be stuck. But they enter in and are born to someone who is a high vibrational soul just like them, and thereby teaches their parents lessons by having this, and causes more compassion within a soul family member, thereby both ascend out of the fourth dimension. It is drastic times in a drastic world whereby many soul families are falling and many are sending in rescue workers. And these children, many misdiagnosed, but those that are truly of this way of energetically being are here to help the parents feel compassion. So the limiters are keeping people from getting into their root, so they never fully embody their human. So anybody here like that has a limiter, would you say that you had a hard time learning? Yeah? Would you say if like back in the day, like if you were to, wow, it's all yes, 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 wow. The, interesting. Wow. Good for you though for being a badass that someone said they left school at 10th grade. Making it through, doing what you need to do. Awesome. Yes. Okay. So what they're showing me, I didn't know this. That's why I was like curious to do this. Did you have a tracker? Trackers?
Oh, I had a tracker.
I didn't have any trackers.
I had a tracker, but
Or limiters. I'm sorry. I didn't have any limiters and I didn't have any trackers. So I was like, what are they? But what they're showing me is like literally like we go into the body and it's like this. It's really cool. It's like, let me turn this so it's like that. Scott, did you have either one of them?
No, I was surprised. I had all, yeah, implants the whole time.
Oh, I have so many implants. It's not even funny.
I had a tracker.
And I don't got the good ones like I want to get. I'm too scared. I'm like, can I Reiki those first? I don't want someone's consciousness in the water that they install in me. And I'm like,
No way. That's like it's-
Madison will just have to continue to point at me and say, sad. It's changing. She's like, sad. I was like, yeah, very sad, Madison. Mommy nursed 2 babies right in a row.
They give a break.
Let's draw a person here. A funky looking person. Actually, we probably have those charts from the other day, huh? No, I think Steve or someone grabbed them.
They might be.
There's one over there, Carla, that has like all these different.
I just saw it. No.
Yep, this is it. Okay. Better than drawing. Let's show something that's already drawn. So please, guys, and I overemphasize this. Do please respect me and don't screenshot it because it's not correct. It's not that I'm like, oh, I don't want you to have my stuff. It's that I don't want you to have something that's wrong, and then we do the Bible all over again. Someone draws a picture in the sand, and they're like, oh, let's print it.
This is the word of God.
That's the word of God. That'll be fabulous. He's like, wait, I was just giving
Directions.
Joseph directions down to the Circle K. No, not Little Star of Bethlehem. I was talking about the convenience store. So here is a person. So I drew this, and these are all like the different dimensions of self. So our soul is right here, okay? So our soul is right here. It's the green one. Let me pull it up closer. And again, this is like a sketch that I did for someone when I did their reading, and it just kind of popped out of me, and I was like, whoa, where'd that come from? But okay, that stuff happens. Okay, soul, and then within your soul, here's your human, okay? So your human's standing on earth right here. And in the middle of earth, there's a heart, and all those hearts are unconditional love, okay? So hanging upside down from earth is your cocoon, okay? So here's your spirit, dropped down into earth. So earth is right here. Earth is right here. And this is the center of earth. Sorry, I did, yeah, that's wrong. So this is earth. The center of Earth has the unconditional love, which has a frequency of 0.1 megahertz, negative. And then, and that's what HeartMath has determined with their machines. They actually take the frequency and the heart rate of Earth, and it's 0.01 or 0.1. They don't say negative, but when I met with them, it was like this huge awakening for like all of us. We're like, oh my God, that makes so much sense, because I always see these 0 turns into 0, 1, and then it's probably code, like programming code. Scott knows program code. But more and more zeros become created as you go into alternate realities. That's how I know when people are like so, like if they're like, if I'm like, where, show me where they are, and it's like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 6, 6, 6. I'm like, okay, they're in the upside down world, and they're like so off base, so I pull them back to their 0. Which is what I'm going to teach you guys how to do in Reiki this weekend too, is pulling yourself back to your 0, because I think that's important. So there's Earth, and you're hanging upside down. The 0 point is actually in Earth. So everyone thinks the 0 point's God. The 0 point's a programmed God with like a hard drive for all of Earth. It's not like
Source.
It's not source, no. And that's what we're going to get to next, is who your source is. We're going to figure that out. Unconditional love beneath us. So this is the light body that you guys are attuned to in this class, this whole thing, okay? So when you say, I am my I am, and so when you put yourself in your heart, where you're going is you're going into your human's heart, okay? But, hold on, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, you're going into your human's head. You feel like you're going into your heart, but what you're doing is you're actually going into your human's head, your higher self's heart. So the people that don't have people get in their higher self first are actually just putting them in their heart, which is actually the emotional body, which is actually the astral plane, which is actually crap, because then you go off that way and you're actually hurting yourself by going there rather than going to your crown. That's why I had you guys go into your crown, because that's where your God consciousness is. But if you're in your human and you go to your crown, there's your unconditional love, okay? When you say, I am my I am, what you're doing is you are connecting the source of our soul with your human. So you're becoming that consciousness right there, okay? So then you have all of that information of that person in you. You have all the information here, you have all the information of that, you have all the information of Earth, and you are basically a soul experiencing life through this human. And that's why if you go, some people can do it, some people can't, say I am my real self, and go into your heart. I am my real self, and then go into your heart, and then imagine that you're going back 3 steps, like 3 steps. And that's your higher self, or that's your soul. And Carla is like, damn, buddy! Your soul. Good job. I couldn't do that for like 4 years. Scott, remember how long that took me to learn how to do?
I don't get it, do it right now.
I know Janice has to go into her elevator and find a door in the back of her elevator, crawl through a little cubby, and go and see, oh, there's my soul, and then jump into her. Like, yeah, no, it's not. If you can't do it, guys, it's not necessarily that easy. But if you don't think about it, then it is kind of easy. I learned it when I was like 4 years ago. I had something called Soul Solution, and I'd be doing the Reiki attunements, and it's when the planet shifted and Reiki became 4th dimensional and everything else was 5th. So Reiki was actually hurting people, or not hurting, but like it wasn't helping. It was like it did nothing. I was like, this is lame. And they would pull me out of my physical body and into my soul's consciousness, and I'd hear Soul Solution. So that's when I started doing quantum healing, and I would just go into my soul and I would just witness and watch as all the energy healed, and I just got my brain out of the way. Because our brain emits all these frequencies, and it blocks us from this up here. So when I attuned you guys to your diamond tonight, like the diamond attunement we're doing, the diamond is this guy, the light body. Okay, so the diamond is your light body's heart. Okay, so and then this all together, this isn't even the real you anyways. The real you is back here. The real one is back here, up in the 7th dimension, and I take my brain, or I'm sorry, in the 9th dimension. I take my brain and I put it as source in the 8th dimension. Okay, and I go, there's my brain. And my brain's going to spin so fast it's going to become aware of itself. And as soon as it becomes aware of itself, it's awareness. So it's going to have a bubble around it. And it's going to drop down. into, and it's a longer story, but basically drop down onto the soul plane and get inserted into a light body. And once it's in the light body is then like Michael, who we channel. So all of us have the same, this right here, or this guy back here, it's Christ. So Christ created all of the consciousness that goes into all of the souls. But what's happened is a lot of people get stuck in the upside down state, and we've got the 0 point teachings, and all that. People are like, oh, I'm going to go to the 0 point. They're going backwards. And I just learned this. People that do magic, witches and stuff like that, they work from all just down here, and they're trapped down here, so they're never going to get up there. People that do more of the quantum energy healing, they're down in the matrix inside Earth, like playing all the fields, the holograms and stuff, which is effective, but not for your soul's ascension. So the whole point of the time travel class is that everything has already happened. Like everything's already happened. We're just down here in the past, hanging upside down, experiencing life. So if you guys want to, you can actually ask, am I in, this is the emotional body right here. This is the cocoon. This is the butterfly up here, your spirit living in a human. And then you've got your soul. And then you've got your higher self. And then you've got your like creator self up there. So you can actually ask, you know, which one do I live my life from? And it's all, usually we're down, if you wouldn't have been taking these classes, you'd be more like right here at the fourth dimension, kind of cut off. My healer today kept going, get into your crown. And I was like, and she'd go, get back in your body. And she'd go, but get in your crown. And I was like, but get back in your body. And I'm like, I said, I keep going into my crown. And she's like, but no, get back in your body, get in your crown. And I was like, point on me where you want me to be. And she was like, right here. And I was like, that's like my little self that I can see down there going, like ever since my accident, like, and I met my higher self, like I've had like, I'm me and I see me in me. But like, that's not my first accident. Is when I split my chin open right before Hay House. I had a seizure and I fell and split my chin open. And the guide said, oh, we needed a second to merge her higher self for like a higher self walk-in. We needed to walk in on her, and that caused the seizure. And I was like, well, they could have waited until I was on the freaking couch. Like I split my chin open, and I went to my Hay House meeting with Patty Gift and all these people with like a split open chin and like on Vicodin. I was all, ugh. They had to like drug me in order to get me the contract, the guides, not Hay House. So I want you guys to test, you know, you can test like where you are, and it's cool because the cool thing is this is just the bodies over there are just a place where you are. You never change. You're always that ball of light. So we all have numbers, like you know, I'm like there's 96 numbers, and Steve and I have charted out like the address of like each person's soul. Like the original creator splits into 96, and then that splits, and then that splits. So we've charted out kind of like the numbers that you can follow to get into like our whole soul pod and creation, because we're all part of the same soul group. It's kind of neat. I'll show it someday soon. Okay, so we're gonna remove those limiters, trackers, and implants, and I'm gonna remove those. My higher self's over there doing that right now. She had to take my mind off of it because I was too interested. They're like, here, give her a chart. Let her draw a chart. That'll keep her busy. I know, really, seriously. They're pulling them out of Corey right now. I just saw they just pulled like 3 of those like little things out of you. It's very interesting. So is anybody reacting to like the energy, like getting like pulled out, or? Let me see. Feels funky? I know it feels funky. I feel like one of the implants coming out of me, and I'm like, And the way I'm doing it is I'm just asking your higher self to remove it from you. And what I'm communicating with when we're doing these meditations is like something that's like bigger than I can get to when I do normal healings. And that's why I say I need to do all the hubby scrubbies and the house clearings like while we're at class before everyone leaves, because the energy, I'm still like way up there, and I can be like, clear that house. Done. I'm like Samantha. And then the next day I'm like, oh God, I didn't get 3 of the houses done. It takes me like an hour for each one. So the higher the frequency you're in, the higher the conscious level you're in, the more effective your thoughts are going to be. So when you're up in like your upper dimensional self and you think, I have 10 grand, you're going to have 10 grand. Because that's the you that created this reality. When you're down in your little you screaming and yelling that you were treated unfairly and nobody's fair and this and that, but I want 10 grand, you're not going to get it. in fact, you'll probably get the opposite, because you're screaming about it because you think you don't deserve it. So that's what's going to manifest. So I want everybody to test your creator. Say, my creator is a Godhead from the fifth plane. And type yes or no. I need to go get a straw for my cup. My creator is a Godhead. Just a Godhead, period. Yes or no? 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 I got yes the other day on for me. And then I realized I wasn't in my body.
You're on somebody else.
I got like swallowed up by someone else's energy. It was like, that's what caused me to call for a healing.
That's the crazy part.
When I first got attuned, not attuned, but when I first took theta healing, Jesus was my creator. So Jesus has an ego. Jesus is like, yes, I will give you love if you forgive and have compassion. And like, there's the certain rules that each of these Godheads have. So if we have a past life where our creator is a Greek god or like an Egyptian god or something, our subconscious mind could still be tuning into that creator. And that could be why when you get into spirituality and you try and tune into these creator energies that we're going to tune into doing the time travel stuff, you like hit a wall. You can't do it because they're like, wait a second, no, that's not in the programming code. You can't go through time. You're not a creator because I'm the creator. And it's not like they're like, no. It's just energy. It's just programming. It's just programming. Who got a yes? Me too, Greta. Absolutely, Jesus loves us no matter what. Someone said, I thought Jesus loves us no matter what. Absolutely, he loves us no matter what. The rules say, though, in the code, in the programming, that he brings compassion and forgiveness. So it's man-made. It's man-made. It has nothing to do with Jesus. And Jesus was a soul that embodied all of that and said, hey, check it out. Look what we can all do. You can do what I can do and more. And so he was trying to teach us to break the codes of the matrix and bust through and walk on water and walk through walls, because we created this reality. We just created it so that we wouldn't remember that we did, so that we could actually have fun and learn some stuff. And we got all stuck down here. We all got stuck in Jumanji.
Yes.
That's what Anya said. She says, you need to watch Jumanji. She says, just like that. So let's do the exercise and let's release all this stuff. I just wanted to teach you guys the muscle testing because I think that it's absolutely necessary. I was talking to somebody the other day and they're like amazing at pendulum. And yes, you know who you are. I'm like looking at the camera. The other day I was like, wait a second. I wonder if they know who they're talking to. Because I could see who they were talking to, as the pendulum's swinging around. I saw like something dark come in and block it at one point. It started doing something weird, and then I saw all this stuff. And I used to use the pendulum like it was going out of style. I mean, I was the chick that was testing my bananas at the grocery store because I'm so indecisive, so indecisive. I had no spine. I had not one ability to make a decision on my own without questioning it. So when somebody taught me the pendulum, I was like, oh, sweet. I'll just blame it on the pendulum if it's wrong, and I would have the pendulum in class, and then I learned how to do the sway test. And now I do a thing where I'm in the middle of my head. So I'll go into the middle of my head and I'll say, show me yes. And I'll see me kind of go and then show me no, and I'll go the other way. So I have the way of testing it without doing the leaning, because Jeff makes fun of me, so I had to find other ways. He'd be like, are you muscle testing what movie we're gonna go do? I'm like, yeah. The other day he actually told me to muscle test my car on what I wanted to get. I was like, what did you say? Did you just tell me to muscle test? He's like, yeah. I was like, that was surprisingly not hot. I would have thought it would have been super hot that he was into what I was into. I'm like, what are you turning into, a hippie? No. I want you to stay my egotistical, arrogant materialistic loving man. I'm kidding. He's very sweet. He's very intuitive. I just wanted to kill him before I came to class or before I came to the office today. But that's just normal. So as you guys can see, as we're going through this class and we're learning about the different levels of consciousness, it's kind of confusing. It's like, okay, this is confusing. What does it all mean? What it means is that none of those maps of our soul group, our soul pod, our soul family, all that stuff is the movie that you decided to come live in. So I hate to keep referring to the Matrix because it's so lame to keep referring to a movie, but I mean, these movies are created based on like reality that people channel through. But the Matrix, they take that pill or whatever and they go into that white room and I'm like, it's the creation room. Oh my God. And they basically are busting reality, you know? And so much of our consciousness lives in our soul on the other side, and we've sent down a little piece of our soul into this movie that was already designed, already created, it's already done. So to stress whether you're going to meet your soulmate, you shouldn't. To stress whether you're going to, the soulmate thing is like the least thing somebody should worry about, because you're not going to miss your soulmate. If you're supposed to be with them, you're going to be with them, especially if you're unconscious and you're just like traveling through life like asleep. And now all of you guys are woken up, and that's why I was talking to Sally at Hay House today, and I said, we need to do, the name of the book has to be something, I don't want it to be Ascension that's so overused. They want to name my book Ascension. I was like, And I was like, it has to be something about how the whole planet just woke up, and how when people wake up, they're grumpy and they're like tired and they're groggy and they're like looking for coffee and something to eat. And that's like spiritually where we are as like a human species, you know, we're all like grabbing whatever we can to eat. And like, we're like, oh, that looks good. Like as far as like spiritual food, you know, and we're just taking whatever we can get. And it's time now that we have discernment and go like, okay, I'm going to test this and see if it's for my highest and best good. I'm going to test this and see if it feels good. If not, then I'll find something else, you know? So, these limiters and these trackers, and there's another one that was a slave contract test to see if you have a slave contract. The slave contract is another one that they said you wouldn't be able to travel in time if you had a slave contract, because you have to keep your consciousness enslaved to someone. Madison was my slave driver. When I got pregnant with her, I had my theta teacher told me, you have a slave contract. And I was like, yeah, right. And then she removed it. And I was like, and I'm not placebo either. In fact, I'm like the opposite. If they tell me it's going to make me go up, I'm going to go down. Like EMFs are like good for me. Like everyone else, they like kill them. And like all muscle test that they're good for me. They're not really good for me, but like that's the way my brain works. It has to be opposite. And when she removed the slave contracts, I actually like was able to like love the baby that was inside of me. Like I literally looked at her like she was coming down here to beat my ass into shape and be like, look here, you need to do this. She still kind of does that, but that's just her personality. She's only 2. When she's older, well, but if she wouldn't have removed that slave contract from me, I don't know, like if I would like despise her by now, and because I'd see her through different eyes. So check to see if you have a slave contract with any of your family members, and that could cause you to either listen to everything they have to say with no questions asked, or it could cause you to not like them, and maybe you're not talking now. I feel like there's 3 or 4 people online that aren't talking to certain people in their life right now. It's because there's a slave contract between you guys. There's resentments, and it doesn't mean that you were their slave driver in another life. It just means you have a contract between you where you have to do like a slave, you know, you do stuff for them, you don't get paid. I mean, it's kids, period. I mean, but I guess you get paid in love sometimes. But anyways, does anyone here have a slave contract? Anyone have a slave contract? So Sage-Ult, so that's, so anyone who has a slave contract with their child will release that tonight. And just remember that, and I have to always remember this, that showing discipline and telling them, you know, what to do is what's showing them love, because otherwise they're just out of control, and they're these souls in these little like bodies that don't know anything. And as they grow up and they don't have any sort of like discipline and moving forward, not like hitting them or anything, you know, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like, this is bedtime and this is this, and you're going to eat this and this and this, like, you know, explaining it to them. Yeah. But not like, that's just what parents say, or that's just how it is. Like, that's the worst for a slave contract kid that's come down. They're like, no, I'm supposed to be telling you what to do. And, But when you remove the slave contract, it actually like alleviates. I've done it before on like countless people removed parents to their kids, and it's like almost like the parents all of a sudden just go, oh my God, you're my little girl. How come I was judging you so much? Oh my God, how come I was being so mean to you? Oh my God, what was I doing? It's like because they were like retaliating against their slaver. So that's, I don't know if anyone tested for that. I've got, yeah, the Greta's like, I'm headachy. I am too, but it's the watch out guys, implants, when I remove those, anytime I've ever removed those from anyone, they end up with,
Nasty headaches.
no, yeah, that and stomach issues. Not bad, but I like Molly was like, well, Molly's vulgar. She's worse than a guy. She's like, I'm SHITTIing out my brains over here. I'm like, you're gross, dude. I'm like, don't tell me that. And I'm like, but you know what? Like 5 other people have told me that because they're in our intestines, in the intestine area, because you know they say our gut is our brain. Our solar plexus is our programmed reality. So that's where we put the implants to keep us from moving this direction or that direction, or I don't want you to be clairvoyant before you're 5. Like this is us talking to like our human when we're programming them. Because if we all came in to remember everything, then there would be no point in coming in at all. I need to find my straw now. I keep trying to walk away and the guys keep pulling me back. I'm going to, I'm gonna take my drugs. I'm trying to look for my medication. Yeah. So what I want everybody to write on right now, before I go to the bathroom, this will be perfect, is you guys were giving yourself advice from the past, like as the you right now in the past. What I want you to do is I want you to write down what you want advice on. So I want you to write down 5 questions that you're going to ask your future self, because I'm going to hold space for you guys to literally meet them, then become them, and then you're going to ride the train back to now, but it's going to be the past, if that makes sense. Oh, that's awesome. Cat's like 11:11 on the East Coast. That means we've got 45 minutes. You are my person. Because the things that you guys get the answers for, you guys will get the answers, even if it's not during the meditation. It's a really cool meditation. Well, remember, you hang out in your cocoon all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's what that is, right? Cocoon?
The hanging upside down one? Yeah, it's a cocoon. But you know what? Somebody has to hang out in the cocoon, you know, to like be able to handle it, you know. But no, what I learned today, and I'll share it with everyone, just for everyone's like learning, is like when she took me into my 3-year-old, I was straight up in my cocoon, and I'm always in my cocoon. Like I was like, oh, I'm a butterfly. I'm like totally a butterfly. I'm an author. I got a radio show, and like, you know, it's like I'm awesome. That was like the ego, me going like, wait, how am I upside down? And it's our emotional body. So when we go into our emotional body, no matter what, that we're going to be like upside down if we haven't ascended our emotional body. And our emotional body is that 12-story building that I always talk about, or the etheric body. Actually, the guides corrected us this weekend. They said there is no such thing as an emotional body. You just call it an emotional body. It's actually an etheric body. And the bottom part of the etheric body, or the bottom part of the 12-story building, is actually the emotional body. So as you go up higher, you go into what's called the bliss body, and they teach about it, I think, in yoga. They talk about the bliss body, and that's more like joy and peace and spirit and all that, and that's like the upper part of the etheric body. But the thing about the world we're living in is we still have remnants of the fourth dimension here, which means we can fall into the past way of thinking, which drops us back into the past. So ever since I got pregnant with Parker, or the Hay House thing, it's like, I'm not a writer, so I like don't like doing things that I don't know how to do. Like, I'll talk all day, and as you can see, and I'll do videos and I'll do whatever, but make me write, and it's like, and to be judged when you finally spill your heart out, and then they're like, that sucks. It's like, oh my God, I finally did it. I just want you to be proud of me that I actually did it, and you don't get that when you're in the author world. So like ever since I signed with Hay House and they said I had to write a book, and it wasn't my dad writing the book, it was me, I've been hanging upside down. But so then I got all worried. So I called my healer and I was like, oh my God, am I clobbering everybody with nasty energy? Am I gonna have to, oh my God, I was like freaking out. And she was like, she like grabbed my head and she's like, listen to me. She's got like a really strong, like, I don't know, kind of accent, like Argentinian or something like that. She said, listen to me, sweetie. Like, yes, she says, you are you. That's just a place where you go. She says, you are you. You are you no matter where you go. And I was like, yeah, I'm in the cocoon. She's like, what is the cocoon? And I was like, I'm like upside down. And she was like, yes, you are upside down. She was actually like reversing me, like straightening me up. But it made me realize when I did all my channeling and writing after she left today, and I was in like a super meditative state, is that we will continue to have those places that we go if we don't clear them using this time travel technique. Like if you have a bunch of like I'm seeing like kind of like mud with like little holes like shot like in the mud is what they're kind of showing me. So if you don't go down in that neighborhood, you're not going to fall in those holes. But if you go in the neighborhood, you're going to fall in the holes. But technically, like if your vibration's down there. So I'm feeling judged. I'm feeling inadequate. I'm feeling insecure. I'm feeling like worse than I ever felt when I was like getting off drugs. I was like, yay, Marissa's sober one more day. You get like brownie points every day for just being alive. Like that's like, and the being judged for stuff, and then being judged by like the Christians that I'm evil and all this stuff, and all I want to do is help people. So I've been like upside down, and she was like you fall down there very, very easily. And she said you need to pick yourself up, and she said the only way you can do it is if you stay in your body. And because I'll just leave and go up to my higher self and be like, no, I'm my higher self. Who cares what's down there? Because wherever you are, there you are, and your body becomes like, my body is my higher self. And that's why I start eating candy to lower my vibration so that I don't shoot out. Like, that's why you guys like will eat like greasy, creamy, cheesy foods and stuff. Like when your vibration starts to go up too much, actually, let me read this to you real quick. This is really interesting. Yeah, theta is a really cool modality. It's very like, I know, and don't take offense anybody who's into theta, but like it's very like, I don't like the way the creator said this, the creator said that, because instead of like their own intuition, they say the creator, and that's what creeped me out. When I started saying it, I was like, that's it. I'm. Remember Scott? I was like, I don't like this. Where is it? Says that the limiters or whatever are things that we put in us. Now I remember I read it somewhere, but anyways, it's somewhere. I'll find it if it's not that important. But it was kind of cool because it had to do with food and why mediums and intuitives and people that get into spirituality gain weight, because our frequency is going up. We're not used to being in those upper bodies, so we're doing what we can to lower our vibration by eating crappy food. But the guys were saying now's the time where it's important that we drink water, because water conducts energy and keeps us up. And it's not about being up outside of our body. It's about being like this is the 8th dimension. This is the seventh dimension right here. You know, this is like, so we need to be within our light body, inside of our body, having like a God experience on earth and creating whatever we want and being whatever we want, not having to experience being depressed and bipolar and ADD and like all that stuff that goes along with being in those lower bodies that are just like wham. Like the girl that I was talking about was my mirror that was like blah, 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 everywhere. She's like down there in her lower body. And she's just getting hit with all the astral entities and all the fairies and all that stuff. It's just like they're all around her, and that's all her brain can pick up on because that's where she is. So I was like, stop. I was like, say 0. I said, call in your light tube. She's like, a light what? I'm like, shh, call in your light tube. I was like trying to get her like go up and out of herself. Cause she's cool. She's just like, oh God. Yeah, she was trying to teach me the law of attraction last night, and then she just called me just recently. She goes, I just listened to your show on that thing. She's like, you totally already know what law of attraction is. She was like preaching it to me last night. Okay, so let's play some music. Turn on Ascension. Anyone have to go to the bathroom? I'd run quick, but I knew it. Someone has to go. I saw 3 people get up. Okay. Let me see. I'll just use this. Isn't it cute? I know it looks like a little like dollop or something on it. Okay, so everyone go ahead and close your eyes. I'm going to turn these lights down, and then maybe that's what I'll do. I'll turn that light on. There we go. Oh, that's perfect. So we are going to travel in time the same way that you guys traveled in time already. Right? So you guys went back, and I didn't want to tell you, you're traveling in time, but
It's as simple as that.
it's as easy as that. It wasn't before, is what the guides were explaining to us. So before you had to like get in your astral body, you had to like do all this stuff to get out of your body, but now that we automatically have become that light body by default. I'm sorry, not the light body, we've become our soul. Just by default, just by being on earth, because earth has ascended. So our soul is a 5D body. And because we are living on a 5D body, which is Gaia or earth, we have been forced to have access to that. So our brain can access that. If our brain could access all of our consciousness readily and we allowed it, we'd be like Lucy in that movie where she like started using all of her brain. The geniuses that are here are just accessing their soul, which is why they can play the piano at 2, or they just know all this information. It's because they're accessing greater states of consciousness, which just means their soul or their higher self or their light body. So let's see here. So the latest thing the guides have brought into us is this diamond consciousness thing. And I got an email the other day from a girl that writes a blog called Ask.Angels or Ask-Angels. She just sent out a thing about yesterday that's called the Diamond Light Body Activation. I was like, are you joking me? I was like, that's amazing. I would have been like, girl stole my stuff, but it's not, my stuff isn't published yet, so we got it at the same exact time. Isn't that cool? I bought the meditation.
I was going to listen to it, but I wanted to ask you first. So I was like, oh no.
We'll listen to it later. There was a few things off on it. Okay, so let's go ahead and ground ourselves into our physical body. So what we'd like for you to do is imagine that there is a pyramid. That pyramid is at the bottom of your spine, upside down. So an upside down pyramid, the end of your spine. So just bring your attention and awareness to the base of it like you're standing on it, not in it, just standing on it. Just imagine a little pyramid down there. It's at the end of your spine, hanging down, spinning, and you're standing on it, the bottom of your spine. You look up, you can feel up or look up either way. And you notice that there's a ladder. This ladder has 33 stairs or rungs. Your physical body, this would be your spine. From the center of the earth, we'll bring a frequency of unconditional love from directly underneath you. In fact, we will just call it love. Love from the original creator. So what we'd like for you to do is to just imagine that you're sitting. You can feel that there's either a ladder in front or behind you, or you're not going up or down it. You're sitting on the base of this upside down pyramid. And from beneath you, a huge burst of love, however you want to see it, whatever color you want to see it as, is headed toward you. And as you imagine this love in the form of creator light making its way toward you, you may begin to feel some form of a resistance, like, oh, I don't want that near me, or I do want that near me. So we ask that each individual be released of all blocks, blocking them from love. We ask that all implants, trackers, limiters, anything that we don't know of or don't know the name of, that would block somebody from receiving love from the Creator, that those be instantly removed now while this channel witnesses it. Between 1 and 10 right now, you're going to ask yourself, what is my capacity to receive love? Between 1 and 10. And just kind of remember this number. And now, we'll run this love through you, through the pyramid at the base of your spine. Bringing your awareness and actually visualizing sitting on that pyramid. Actually visualize that you are on a pyramid. It doesn't have to be inside of you, but just imagine being on that pyramid. And on that pyramid, I want you to try to imagine writing your own name. If you can't write it, you're not in your body. If you can't imagine your name on the base that you're sitting on, then you're not in your body. If you can, the love that's coming up from beneath you begins to infuse the tip of that pyramid. If you are not in your body, all you have to say is, I am now inside your name, last names, physical body. This is me, I always say, show me what it feels like, just so it kind of pulls me in there. But some people just say, I am now, and then your name, physical body. And then imagine that you're down there on that upside down pyramid, the base of your spine, with a ladder nearby. There we go, good job. There, some of you are in your bodies for the first time in like ever. Feels good. Oh, okay. It will feel good. So gauge between 1 and 10 my capacity to receive love. Now as the love runs up through the bottom of the pyramid, the vibration of love begins to hit you. Your legs, your feet begin to melt like butter. The love is infused into every cell and every particle of your body, all layers and dimensions of time and space that you are, whether it be a fragment or a conscious split in your consciousness, like a parallel life. And as this love infuses up through the bottom of your tailbone, up through the bottom of your first chakra, your second chakra, underneath your belly button, there we go. As you melt into liquid, continue to allow this love to make you feel as if you're melting into a beautiful golden liquid. And this golden liquid ends up lining this pyramid. And once the love is completely infused throughout your entire body, and you've imagined that you've kind of seeped into this pyramid, upside down pyramid, we're going to do the attunement now. So what I'd like for you to do is to just imagine that you are this pyramid upside down. And we bring these attunements into you now in the form of light, sound, and frequency. So just imagine the pyramid now. You can either imagine moving it to where it's pointed upward, or you can leave it the way it is. And imagine that it's moving up your spine, and then it will automatically flip up on its own in your mind. There we go. I need to do this one by one, so this is going to take a sec. So you may feel my energy pulling the little pyramid up on you. There we go. Once you can visualize, for those, there's been about 15 of you attuned, there's about 40 more. As you begin to visualize this pyramid upright with the point up from the base to the bottom, I want you to imagine that you're now moving up next to that ladder, going up the ladder, all the way up to the very top of it, which will leave you in the center, this pyramid in the center of your brain, at the top of your spine. There we go. All right. So those of you just getting the attunement now, as this energy is flipping, go up to the top of the spine. And just imagine now, you can just be you, and just imagine you've got a pyramid kind of spinning in the center of your brain, and it's gold. You don't have to imagine that you're in it. You don't have to imagine anything. Just, you've got a pyramid in the middle of your head spinning, and it's gold. This is the seat of your consciousness. We have just raised the seat of your consciousness to a much higher place within your evolutionary soul. You will feel shifts, you will feel changes due to this, none of which should be bad. In fact, we'll say that none of the shifts will be bad. So what we'd like you to do is just imagine that there's a person behind you. This person, this being, is your creator. We ask each individual's creator self to begin to pull each person into them, to merge each individual with them, and show us life through their eyes. I am now my creator. Show me what that feels like. I am now my creator. Show me what that feels like. Above the head of the creator, there's a diamond. And because you are your creator, what we'd like for you to do is to just imagine that that diamond is dropping down into your body like an elevator, and it's going to pick your awareness up wherever you are. You could be down at your feet, you could be in your root chakra, you could be your heart or your head, wherever you are. Just ask, or with your mind say, I now ask the diamond to come pick me up. So that diamond's going to drop down into your head like an elevator. And you're going to imagine that it drops down into you. And once that happens, you're going to start to lift up. Up through the roof of your house, up to the sky, beyond the moon and the stars, all the way up to the entry point of this matrix where you entered into this reality, the creation station. So you can ask your diamond, take me to the creation station, and just allow yourself to be lifted. Don't overthink it. There's a few of you, well, am I going the right place? You'll always be in the right place. And I'm making sure of it. I am my creator self. Imagine the diamond coming down. That's very important because that brings in the diamond consciousness. And then just imagine that your whole body is rising up, everything. And I am at the bottom of the stairs leading to my creation station. And right in front of you, just imagine that there's some stairs. There's 33 of them. So you go up the stairs into a bright room, so bright you can barely see. You walk in and there may be people walking around, but up on a track, there's a magical train that's going to take you into the future. There's a humongous guide that watches over this train. It's Father Time. As he stands next to this train, he's huge. You make your way up to this train. And there you have your guardian angel and your master guide. They're sitting in the train, or maybe they're outside waiting for you. And you may not be able to see them, it's okay. By being able to see them here is just a way to entertain the mind, because they're actually within you. They're a piece of you when you're at this level of consciousness. You step into the train, you sit down, and some virtual reality goggles are pulled over your head, like those things at the hair dryers at the hair salon. It's a virtual reality cap, like a space helmet almost. We ask that anybody's future that they go into be placed into the future for their highest and best good. The future that's based on their soul path, their soul mission, but the path they are on now as well, so they can be given the ability to change it. There we go. The doors close. And right in front of you, a huge, humongous angel steps up in front of you and asks you what year you want to go to. You say 2018. They say, okay. What day? Oh, let's try December 1st. December 1st, 2018. And just like that, from above, a huge flash of light comes, and an orb of light drops down into your little helmet around your head. And in your mind, just say, I am now me, December 1st, 2018. And just feel what you feel. You may get little snippets or pictures in your mind. If you feel frustrated or annoyed, do what you would do in any circumstance. Clear your energy. Say, if there's anything here that doesn't belong to me, I clear it. Who knows, you could be landing in an argument with your spouse. Or you can say, take me 1 minute forward, or take me 3 hours forward, or 4 hours back. So you're now on December 1st. You're not going to feel any significant, like, wow, I'm somewhere else in another world. Some of you may. But for most cases, you'll still feel like you're sitting in your living room or here in this room. But I want you, from your December 1st self, to do what you did to your past self. I want you to think in your mind advice. And what you realize is you are now that angel looking down at the you with the cap on their head and the light shining down their head. So just from that standpoint, that angel, who is AKA your future self, I want you to look back at the you in May, whatever month we're in, May 2018, and give yourself advice. And then do the same thing that you did today, where you wrote as your future self, as your past self. You don't need to write yet. We'll go through a couple more little exercises and I'm going to have you write. But just feel what it feels like. Ask your own mind, because your own mind is now in your future self, that's looking back at your past self, Try to look at yourself from that standpoint and see what you see. Just notice whatever you notice. Only a few of you, or maybe a handful, have like full-blown visions. In most cases, it's just going to be a knowing within. Once you're done kind of looking from that perspective, you'll slip back into the you sitting in the train. Your guides are with you, the angels in front of you. And you can say, I am now me in whatever year you want to do. Remembering that you're in your soul, so you'll never find yourself dead. So you're not going to go, oh no, I'm not alive anymore. You're going to be, you're eternal. You're an eternal soul. So if you say 400 years from now, you'll likely go into your future self and look back and see a different being. I would keep it within 10 years, 20 years, 30. As your future self looking back, you can ask to see your family members sitting next to you so that you can receive advice about them and their soul journey with you. If you don't like something that you see, all you have to do is just say, heal that, and a huge jolt of light will shoot down from the top of the train and go whoosh, and dissolve whatever it is that you're seeing or feeling. If any of you know how to use the soul mirror and you want to trip out as your future self, ask to see yourself in the mirror. We're going to send instant healing to each individual now from the times and places that each person went, which will, in essence, heal your future path to that destination. Remember, you are the creator of your reality. If you see something you don't like or feel something that's uncomfortable, change it. And the way you change it is you ask to be taken to the root or the day to 1 minute prior to the root being created. Say, I am now the me, 1 minute prior to the root of this not so good thing happening, being created. Just feel what you feel like, and then just like we did last week, just imagine the hand of God coming down and just erasing it, erasing you or whatever's in you that's causing it. Until you turn into pure light. There we go. Good job. It's extremely counterintuitive indeed. We understand this. However, as you can begin to master time traveling, creating your reality becomes a cinch indeed. Oh, great, you're from St. Germain. Ah, yes, I thought you'd never ask. So as you can see, dear children, as you have let me in today, I say unto you this, that I am the conductor of this train. Choo-choo. It's funny. Oh my God, go away. Transmutation is the key. Transmutating any anger, sadness, fear, depression into love is truly the key. For if you feel anything that you do not like, ask that the violet fire burn it up, or ask that the violet flame or the violet laser dissolve it. For many of you are seeing things from a wounded standpoint. You're wounded. So what I'd like to do today is bring to each of you a healing of the you inside that needs that healing. So what we'd like for you to do is to imagine within your physical body a shape. That shape is going to represent the you at any age that needs healing the most. Imagine that shape anywhere in your body. It could be a circle, a square, triangle. What we'd like for you to do is to imagine that shape rising up into your heart. Then you're going to take it in your hands, imagine it in your hands, and if you would like it healed, just say, heal me. And we'll send the energy down to dissolve all the karma, all the contracts, all the vows, all the commitments that you as a soul thought you could handle prior to entering into the soul plane, and then therefore the earth plane, that could be causing a lot of problems right now. If you don't want to do that exercise, you can just continue and going to different dates. I am now me in the year 2035. I'm now me this year, and then look back at yourself. Just ask, what advice do I want to give myself in 2018? And then what advice do I want to give myself in 2020? What about 2025? Just continue to ask your mind, because what you're communicating with will not communicate with you unless it is asked. And that is your divine blueprint. As Mr. Germain here continues to clear each one of you of your past karmic ties, we allow for Father Time to step back in. So I, Jeremiah, step into your field to bring to you the love of God, the love of a creator, the love of a friend, the love of a brother. For only 60% of you have ever truly felt real love within you. Not for the lack of not being sent love, but you did not allow it in. So as I step into each and every one of your fields today, I bring unto you love uncharted. Love in a way that you have not felt before. Peace in a way that you do not know. And as I run this energy into each and every one of you, from your head down to your toes, through your higher self, through your light body, through your soul, through your creator, all of your worries slip away because you realize that I am you and you are me, and that we are all one, and that when you can begin to see yourself as this ultimate creator, even for just a second, even for just a heartbeat, your life will change. Many of you are so used to being victimized that you continue to be a victim of your own creation, of your own reality. You bring people into your life to victimize you when you have no one to victimize you. You attract them in. This time is over because now you have control. Now you are the one with the power to create anything you would like. Prior to going back to the physical planes, what we'd like for you to do is to allow us to show you your future. So in your mind, just say, I am now the me that my God self would like to show me in the future. And then just ask how old you are. Then ask to be shown an image or a feeling or a taste or a smell. I am now the me in the future that my God self, my creator self, wants to show me in the future. If you're someone looking for a soulmate, you can imagine a chair next to you that's empty now. You can say, I am now the me that's in a happy relationship with my soulmate or with my chosen mate. Please show me what that feels like. And you'll be taken there. If you're looking to buy a house or a car or something that you feel may not ever come, just ask to be the you that already has it. And ask how old you are. This is not always 100% accurate because as soon as there's a want, a bit of our emotions come in, so we could derail a bit. But if you do it fast enough, you may be able to catch it. So that you don't go back to the current time with imprints from the future, what we'd like for you to do is to imagine that a tube of light drops down through your energy field, through your head, down through your tailbone, out through the floor, and from directly above, a huge fireball of white, searing hot white light comes flashing down through your field, removing all imprints from the future. Therefore not courting you to it, therefore no expectations, and therefore your energy will not think it's already happened because it's in your field. You're much like a computer program, and you must understand this. Those of you who've been married, who feel energetically married still, ask that your marriage that you're no longer in be fleshed in this way that you have just done. Many times it's hard to find the person you're supposed to be with next because you're still married. Same with jobs, friends, same with everything. There we go. Perfect. So your guides walk you out of the train. You walk down into the center of the creation station. There's some big, huge doors. You walk to the doors and you see a bunch of mist outside. It's healing mist. It's all white, shiny outside. And you realize that you're on the end of a cliff. There's nothing beneath you. It's just all space. With the help of your guardian angel, who stands behind you, it's as if you drop off a cliff or you jump down, dropping down through the sky, down through space. As you approach Earth, you slow down. Your angel right behind you, their wings out wide, holding on tight to you. You continue to drop down into the town in which you live. You can see the cars outside, the street lamps, if it's nighttime. You see the top of your house, the building in which you're sitting in. And you get left right behind your physical body, about 5 feet behind your physical body. As you drop down right behind you, you can say, "Show me what my human looks like." Before stepping into your body, you can ask that the angels from above, the creators from above, send down healing energy to heal anything that you don't know about, anything that you haven't thought of, anything that may have been missed. And a huge, huge, huge pyramid comes out of the sky. It's white. Drops down through your physical body, taking away all implants, all distortions, all projections, reflections, trackers, limiters, from all dimensions, all times, all spaces and places, from all layers of the body. We didn't get them from the physical body, we took them from the etheric. There we go. And in your head say, "I am now free of all attachments. I am now free of all limiters, trackers, and implants. Thank you. It is done." And then just know that they are gone. And once you know, that is the greatest way to heal. To just know, it just is. Because you are the creator. The more you can begin to just know, the less you need the rituals, the less you need the sages and the crystals and the oils and the toys and all of the things that are very fun indeed. But you are a creator. And you can create whatever reality you desire. We bless you, dear children, and we love you indeed. So step back into your physical body, sitting or laying down in your body. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And grab your paper and start writing, because you're going to forget quick. So write down whatever you remember, whatever you saw or felt. Just the smallest of little impressions, like, I saw this shape or I saw this thing, will bring messages to you later. You could be driving and you'll see something and go, "Oh my God, that's what that is," or "Oh my gosh." Because what I did was I made sure to have your future self installed in your field. A lot of you didn't have access to your future self. So I made sure to make sure everybody was connected to that future self. So even if you have just started in your spiritual development and you don't know how to call yourself out on your own crap yet, it won't matter. You can still command your way into your future self, regardless of your spiritual development or anything like that. I heard my child crying. I created my child. Is up in the future, asking for a sign on whether I should create a school here for the kids. I don't know how. Really? You want to teach? My mom's here. I'm still on camera. Family interruptions. Mom, I'm on camera. Anyways, Madison's here. So hopefully everybody did good. That meditation went very much different than I thought it would. Do you want some of this? Yeah. So went different than I thought it would, but that technique was amazing. I actually saw everybody did it. I've never seen everybody actually go to the future thing. Like usually they'll go into the astral plane, like out into like an alternate, like perceived reality. And I actually watched everybody like go. That was amazing. That was really cool. Did anybody see Jeremiah? Let me see if anybody did you guys see Jeremiah?
No. I had a pee towards the end of
Newman. I keep doing that. Newman. Newman. Yeah. But did anybody? It was incredible. Someone saw him. Okay. I Am Light. Yeah, I love that song. This song, you guys, is I Am Light by India Arie. I love it. It made me cry so bad when I had my breathwork session. Which, by the way, I think I'm going to do a test breath class if anybody wants to be my guinea pigs. Because I'm certified to lead a breath session. I paid the $500 to take the class. But, you know, if I can hold space for this, I can hold space for a bunch of people sounding like dogs. Criers and puppy dogs is what we sound like. But if anybody is interested in that, maybe during the daytime or something, we'll do like a day one or something someday. So if you guys online are not in my, which group was I going to start announcing stuff in? I have the Women's Empath group, but I may just change that. I'll have Isabel send out like an e-blast to everybody that was here tonight and see if anybody wants to do, because I wanted to do half breath, half like meditation. So lead everybody into meditation, and then like say you were like up, like in the future train, then start doing the breathing. Hi. Because then we could go into like our past self and breathe for our past self, and then our future self to clear our future, you know? Hi. Yeah, when I was up there, they were like, you're going to be teaching breath. And I'm like, no, I'm not. That's so uncomfortable for me to see people cry. And they were showing me this breathing, just breathe like thing, and like going into the future and breathing. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. But I love the work. I love the work. It's really good. Oh, hi. Hi. Let's see. Yes, please. Can you tell? The upside down pyramid, Amy, I'm not sure what it was. Let me ask the guys. What was the upside down pyramid? Yeah? I tried to leave and she pulled me back. That's interesting. Yeah, no, let me leave real quick. Just real quick. Upside down pyramid is that which is a symbol of physical matter. For when spirit becomes matter, the two merge together as one. Spirit being the circle, your soul being the pyramid, and matter being the upside down pyramid. So it's like a diamond in a circle. So the circle, a white circle, would symbolize the light, the original light. And then the upside down pyramid is physical matter. And you melting into it like butter was Christing it. So like your physical body became Christed and like crowned with a throne, like, you know, with a crown. And then you rode up the Jacob's ladder. They say, and as we rise up through Jacob's ladder and unto the soul plane, this is where you can begin to do your work, because you are in the soul plane. You are just in a simulation. You are just in a virtual reality. But your consciousness is your consciousness is your consciousness. You are you no matter where you go. You have a personality, you have a form, you have a place in this world. You are just projecting yourself into that reality at this time. So to leave up Jacob's ladder into the soul plane each time, and then do your expansion, bring in your light, and go to the creation station. This is when you can truly begin to explore reality, and it's quite fun. Oh yes, indeed. Madison's higher self is the one that has all the books in her energy, and she's like, let's write. Because remember the guides told me I did an article called Witnessing God Through My 12-month-old. Obviously 14 months ago that she's going to write on my thing. And they were dropping the books down into her field because they said that I wasn't meditating and I was too blocked that I couldn't write the book. And so then I kept trying to leave to write the books, and I could never write unless I was with Madison. She has the books in her field. She just walked into my field. I was channeling, and her higher self's like, let's write. One of my first workshops after she was born, Bill, I had her upstairs, Madison. I had her up on the, that's very loud for the people, Madison. I had Madison up on stage, and they were like, here, put it over here, look. I had her up on stage, and Bill's like, now this girl's got an agenda. And she's like, sitting there like sucking on a pacifier, like, you know, like burping. He's like, now this baby's got an agenda. Or this girl's got an agenda, because she used to come in and channel when I was pregnant with her. And she'd go, we're going to change the world, and I'm going to be a politician, and I'm going to be a spiritual politician, and I'm going to be this and that. And she was like this warrior chick. We never saw Parker when I was pregnant with him. He's just now showing up. Yeah, that was a really cool meditation, guys. I'm bummed I didn't record it. So if anyone, well, we recorded it on Zoom, I think. Yeah, it's recording. I thought I hit record on this handy dandy awesome recorder that I even had a lapel mic and everything for, and it didn't. I've got the gnarliest headache though. I keep seeing my knee because oh, look at this is the thing. This we need to put a big sign across it that says copyrighted. Because this is Steve's drawing. Look at this awesome drawing that Steve is working on. See all the people within the people?
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? It's like amazing. So the upside down pyramid was that. And then you brought your consciousness onto it right here. And then you melted the Christ consciousness around it. And when it became Christed, it flipped up like this, and it rode all the way up to right here to the diamond. And then the diamond, they're saying is when we went from the diamond came down, and then we went up into the creation station, which is right up here in the brain of our light body. So when we did the future, we were already in the future. That's why we didn't go anywhere. It was kind of like, oh, I'm now here and I'm now there. You're already in the future, because the being looking down at us from the, like, look at it like the train is like this. So I was like looking up through, like sitting down, like here's the train, like this. So the future is up there and the past is down there. So when we walked into the creation station, we walked in kind of like do from here, but like it was like, yeah, I kept thinking the past was that way, and because did anyone see the train? Was it going up or down or to the side?
Like this way.
Really? Okay. I kept seeing it going straight. So it was weird. I was like, it's not going anywhere. And then they were like, you're already in the future. You're already up in the past the diamond. If we would have gone in, because all spiritual stuff, you guys, we can go in here, and we can go in here, and we can go in here. We're just not going to have access to as much. We'll have access to a holographic copy of it. But it's not going to be it.
The train was just a metaphor. I didn't see it moving at all.
I didn't see it.
No, it did move. It didn't move, and that's why I thought it was so weird, because last week it moved. Last week when I was, because I'm recording this, I'm filming this class, like this is kind of like a beta testing class with you guys, because I'm filming it for Hay House in January, or I'm sorry, in June. I start filming. They're going to set up the whole, yeah, I'm doing a course. It's going to be $599 to take it, so you guys are getting it cheap. And I'm not going to be able to teach this anymore, because then it will be in competition with them. So this is the only time I'll be able to teach this. And I'm not allowed to sell this class. I'm not allowed to record it or anything. You guys are recording it.
Yeah.
Well, somebody on there was like, how do you record this thing? And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, it's fine. If it was something that's going to get me in trouble, I definitely wouldn't do it. But that's what Jessica told me. She's like 6 weeks before and 6 months after the class comes out, or 6 months before. She's like, so you better teach it quick. And I was like, all right, let's do it. So yeah, if you guys can write any of your experiences and send them to me, I would love it, just because I love the feedback, because I am like creating these charts for the class and like all the material for the class. It takes up most of my day every day. Takes up most of my day, and then she takes up every other ounce of it. Oh, Madison. You're a loud child. I wonder where she gets it from. My mom just coughed. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. If anybody was a first-time person here, will you please email me and just say hi, because I feel like I am not in touch with all the new people as I would like to be. And then also Saturday is Reiki. If you want to join in, even if you don't have the money, just let Marla know and just take the class now, because I'm not going to be teaching it again in the way that I am, like up close and personal, just online with everybody answering questions, like just very up close and personal, as opposed to like, oh. Did anyone else see Tony Robbins' head float through their train? That was the weirdest thing. It was like this big, like, but he's a big guy, so I was thinking, I wonder if that was just a big dude.
Dude going back and forth. Like,
You saw him?
no, it's funny. I saw the vision. I thought, what the heck?
Oh, so you just saw that in your head, what I saw? Yeah, it was like this head like just came through, and I'm like, why is Tony Robbins' head in my train? Get out. This is my train, dude.
That's totally funny.
I don't know. They took me up to this huge like stadium thing that I always see with the Rise Up chick singing, and everybody's doing this in the snow globe in the stadium, and it's like the Super Bowl or something like that.
That's gonna be you.
I always see that vision. I actually, I don't know if she's on here, but she actually saw the same one when I did her healing last week. She's seen it prior to meeting me. She used to see the same exact stadium, the exact same everything, yeah. And now she sees like, that was Marissa. She taught me everything I know. Blah, blah. Like she like saw like the same thing, like as I saw too. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not insane.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's one of the chapters in my book is if you continue to see the same thing over and over, don't ignore it, because it's something. It's part of you. And I used to see Hay House Radio, but I didn't know it's Hay House Radio. And I used to see the glass on the outside of Hay House. And then I used to see like a stadium auditorium where I was teaching. And now I don't. And I used to see Oprah. I used to see all those. And now I've stopped seeing those. And now I see this like stadium. So it's like 5 years in the future, maybe, everything or something. I don't know. All I know is the stadium is a very big place. And I can't even handle 3 of you in here. And 50 of you on here, let alone that many.
There's like 30 of us in breaking.
Madison, say bye. Madison, look at the people. Come here. You want to see the people?
She's looking at us.
She's like, I want the Sharpies. Look at the people are in there. Look. Say hi. See? Look at, they're waving at you, Madison. See them? They're waving at you. Oh. Mwah. Okay, guys, I gotta get her to sleep. Get her down. You want to go to bed? She says, nope, nope. I'll leave this on so that Isabel can answer any questions. You saw someone in a large auditorium too? Wait, someone saw Tony Robbins. Now I gotta read this. Who saw him too? Someone just said I saw him too.
Why is he here?
Well, Tony Robbins is part of our soul pod. He's not part of our soul group. And he had like lots of draconian attachments for a while, but now I don't think there's that. Just gonna write on the wall, huh? Wait, who was that said getting more? Oh, Maggie, that sucks. Well, at least call in, Maggie, so you can hear us well. And you guys, I got this camera too, right here. So I'm going to be like filming the classes. Today I was going to do it, but then I didn't. I need to be more prepared, but I got a cool like microphone. I got a nice camera. So if it freezes and it's annoying for you guys during the weeks, then I'll be like filming it, and then we'll probably have that. And then plus we're starting our TV station here, our Intuition. It's intuitionlive.tv. That's why I kept seeing Saturday Night Live. I saw me and Courtney, and she's like, oh my God, like, what's this like book about heaven? Like, do we really go to heaven? And we like have like our hair like on the side of our head, and I'm like, I don't know. Let's ask the guides. We're like, I always see that, and we have like our purses with like our dogs in them and stuff like that. And she's like, it's a Diva's Guide to the Universe. I see that, and I see like a few other shows, and so we're gonna start creating that, and I'm laying out the framework for that. So yeah, it's gonna be Intuition Live, kind of like Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, cool, huh? But it'll always teach. Okay, 10. You have to be present. No, you do not, Julia. In fact, if you can't be present for it, it's okay. You can watch it later, or you can watch Saturday night, like on Saturday after, and come to Sunday. That's what 2 people are doing. But just your attunement at least will be then, and then you can join in with the cleanse with everybody in class. It's Zoom, but I'm also willing to do, like, if you want me to FaceTime you too, I can do that. I've got a lot of devices, so if Zoom isn't good for you and you need to do that, then that's fine. Master Reiki, Quantum Reiki Master is coming up in probably like about a month. And Reiki Master Teacher is coming up too. I don't know how she makes a mess so quick. I don't know where she gets it. You guys, they have to see my mess here. It's like the biggest like mess. It's actually not that bad. It's not that bad. Oh man, my head's killing me. Okay. All right, guys. I want to hear about the Tony Robbins thing. Whoever saw that, email me at marissa@discoverintuition.com. Good night. Good night, guys. Here, say bye to these brown nosers, teachers' pets coming in person. There's my mom. Yeah, I know, right? Okay. Oh, and anyone that comes in person for next week, I'm probably going to do in person next week. I'm not sure, but keep an eye out for that too. Okay. And and go catch my Psychic Summit thing. The World Summit thing. It ends in like 2 hours and you won't have access to it anymore.
I thought at midnight.
Yeah, it's midnight. So 2 hours. So yeah. All right, guys. Thank you, Cody. That was nice. Okay. Let's see. Bye, guys.